Welcome back to GH Always channel. Today we will learn about the intriguing possibility of Morgan Corinthos making a dramatic return to Port Charles, a theory that has captivated General Hospital fans and sparked widespread speculation across the viewership. The spark that ignited fan theories. The speculation surrounding Morgan Corinthos' potential return to Port Charles has reached fever pitch among the General Hospital faithful. The pivotal moment occurred during the closing sequence of the Thursday, March 27 episode, when cameras deliberately lingered on a photograph featuring Morgan and Michael Corinthos from their younger years. This seemingly innocuous camera work has set the fandom ablaze with theories and possibilities. The timing of this visual cue is particularly significant given recent explosive events in Port Charles. With Sonny Corinthos' penthouse reduced to rubble and the mob boss facing an unknown enemy, viewers can't help but wonder if Morgan might be the mysterious antagonist orchestrating these attacks against his father. The question on everyone's mind, could Morgan, long presumed dead after a car explosion, actually be alive and seeking vengeance? The WSB connection, a critical clue. The sophisticated explosive device used in the penthouse attack bears the unmistakable hallmarks of WSB, World Security Bureau, design and technology. This crucial detail narrows the field of potential suspects to those with access to such specialized equipment. Either someone within the Bureau's ranks has gone rogue, or these advanced devices have found their way into the criminal underworld through illicit channels. This WSB connection becomes even more compelling when we consider Jocelyn Jack's current trajectory. As she completes her intensive WSB training program, Jocelyn stands on the precipice of her first official assignment as an agent. The timing seems almost too perfect to be coincidental. Could her inaugural mission lead her directly to her presumed dead brother? The double life dilemma. Jocelyn currently approaches her WSB training with a certain nonchalance, perhaps underestimating the psychological toll of living a double life. The reality of maintaining separate identities while carrying out covert operations will undoubtedly prove more challenging than she anticipates. This internal conflict would be exponentially magnified if her first assignment places her on a collision course with Morgan. International intrigue possibilities. What if Jocelyn's assignment takes her beyond Port Charles to track down a dangerous criminal or terrorist operating internationally? The dramatic potential reaches new heights if this target turns out to be none other than Morgan himself. Such a revelation would place Jocelyn in an impossible position, torn between her duty to the WSB and her loyalty to family. The question of identity, Brian Craig or a new face? The potential return of Morgan Corinthos raises another fascinating question. Would Brian Craig reprise his beloved role, or might we see Morgan return with an entirely different appearance? The latter possibility has a built-in narrative justification, as Morgan's supposed death involved a catastrophic car explosion, the kind of traumatic event that could necessitate extensive reconstructive surgery. The plastic surgery narrative. If the show's writers opt for a recast, they could seamlessly integrate this change by explaining that Morgan required facial reconstruction following the explosion. This approach would allow for a new actor to step into the role while maintaining continuity with the character's established history. The dramatic reveal of Morgan's new face would provide a powerful moment for both characters and viewers alike. The recognition factor. A changed appearance would add another layer of complexity to Morgan's potential return. Would his family members recognize him immediately, or would his new face serve as temporary camouflage, allowing him to operate undetected in Port Charles for a time? This uncertainty could drive significant story development as viewers watch for clues that might reveal Morgan's true identity to his unsuspecting family. The moral quandary, Jocelyn's impossible choice. Should Jocelyn discover Morgan during her WSB assignment, she would face an agonizing ethical dilemma. As a newly minted agent, she would be bound by oaths of secrecy and loyalty to the Bureau. Yet as Morgan's sister, her family ties would pull her in the opposite direction. The confidentiality constraint. WSB protocols would strictly forbid Jocelyn from revealing operational details to civilians, including her mother Carly Spencer and family friend Jason Morgan. Keeping such a monumental secret from her closest confidants would place tremendous strain on Jocelyn, especially given the high-stakes nature of Morgan's situation. The loyalty test. If Morgan is indeed alive but operating as an antagonist, Jocelyn would be forced to choose between her professional obligations and her family loyalty. Would she betray the WSB to help her brother, particularly if she discovered he was being coerced or manipulated? Or would she maintain her cover and work within the system to find a solution that protects both Morgan and her career? The darker possibilities, Morgan's motivations. If Morgan is behind the attacks on Sunny, the question becomes, why would he target his own father with such deadly intent? Several compelling scenarios could explain this apparent betrayal. The blackmail theory. Morgan might be operating under duress, forced to carry out attacks against his will by powerful enemies who hold leverage over him. This would position Morgan as both villain and victim, creating a morally complex narrative that could eventually lead to redemption. The brainwashing scenario. Perhaps Morgan survived the explosion but fell into the hands of Sunny's enemies, who subjected him to psychological conditioning or brainwashing. This would explain his antagonistic actions while preserving the core of his character, setting the stage for an eventual recovery of his true self. The revenge motivation. Alternatively, Morgan might genuinely blame Sunny for the explosion that nearly killed him and forced him into hiding. Years of isolation and festering resentment could have transformed Morgan's perspective, convincing him that his father deserves punishment for past sins. The collateral damage, Michael's peril. The recent attack has left Michael Corinthos fighting for his life, an unintended consequence that could significantly impact Morgan's trajectory if he is indeed the perpetrator. Learning that his actions have endangered his brother's life might be the catalyst that forces Morgan to reconsider his path of vengeance. This development adds another layer of urgency to Jocelyn's potential dilemma. With one brother hospitalized and another potentially responsible, her position becomes even more precarious and emotionally charged. As General Hospital continues to unfold this compelling mystery, viewers are left to speculate about the true fate of Morgan Corinthos and the far-reaching implications his return would have for the entire canvas of Port Charles. Whether he emerges as villain, victim, or something in between, Morgan's resurrection would undoubtedly transform the show's landscape and create ripple effects that would be felt for years to come.